Hi everyone, I'm Maria. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a soothing yoga for sciatica or sciatic pain. Now, if you deal with sciatica or sciatic pain, then you know that the pain is there, whether you want it to be, whether you're paying attention to it, whether you're laying down, you're sitting down, or you're moving. So if you're currently feeling any sciatic pain, please just consult your doctor first. I would even recommend maybe coming back to this video once the pain has subsided a little bit. Another reason that we want to be careful and we want to be extra gentle today is just because of the reason that's causing the sciatica or the sciatic pain, which can be a ruptured, herniated, or bulging disc, can be things that kind of contribute to that sciatica and that sciatic pain. Something else is just a weak low back and tight hips. If you do have a herniated disc or any issues with your discs, please be extra gentle today and let pain be your guide here. So don't do anything that's too painful and stop if you feel it becoming painful. To begin today, we will begin seated. So bring your legs into a cross-legged position, or you can bring your legs into an easy meditation pose by bringing your heel into your pelvis and then your other heel right in front of that. Whatever feels comfortable for you right now. And we'll begin by closing the eyes. Start to tune into yourself and just be aware of where your body is right now. Are you feeling tense? Are you noticing any pain or discomfort? Just observe. And then bring your attention to your breath. Notice the inhales and exhales in and out through your nose. How do they feel? Start to lengthen your inhales and your exhales, breathing a little more deeply. Relax your shoulders down, relax your forehead, your jaw. Lift your chest. Inhale, fill your torso up like a balloon. Feel it expanding on all four sides. And exhale to relax a little more into the pose. Root your sitting bones into the ground. One more big breath in. And exhale. If your eyes are closed, you can gently open them. And bring your feet to cross-legged or leave them how they were. We're going to bring our hands to our knees. If you have a herniated disc, you might want to just do very mild movements in this move, but we're going to do some sitting cat-cows. So hands on your knees. You're going to roll your shoulders up, around, and back. Inhale. Lift the chest, lift the chin just a little, and lift the gaze, shoulders down and back. And exhale to tuck your chin in just a little around the upper back, keeping the low back stable. Inhale to look up, shoulder blades touch, chest lifts, and exhale to tuck the chin round your back. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the chin, and exhale, round the back. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart space, draw the shoulders down and back. And exhale, round your back. One more time, inhale, cow pose, stretching through that chest. And exhale to round your back. Okay, return to neutral. Lift your arms up to the sky, fingertips reach up towards the ceiling. And then bring your right fingertips to your left knee and your left hand beside you or behind you for support. Keeping your torso straight, facing towards the front of the room. You're going to inhale, lift the chest, get tall, and exhale, start to slowly and gently turn your torso and your chest over to the left side of the room. If you have any pain here, you can return back to neutral and just stay in a meditative seated position here. Otherwise, we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So inhale, reach the crown of the head to the sky. And exhale to relax a little more into the pose. One more big breath in. And exhale. Release both hands. Inhale, lift both hands up to the sky again. And exhale to bring your left hand over onto your right knee and your right fingertips beside your hips or behind you. Our torso is still facing forward. We're going to inhale, lift the chest, get tall, and exhale to slowly and very gently twist over to your right side. Inhale, get tall, reach the crown of the head up to the sky. And exhale to twist. One more big breath in. And exhale to release, return to center. Now we're going to come up to our hands and knees. So just rock forward from that seated position. Your hands are going to come directly under your shoulders and your knees are going to come directly under your hips, hip width apart. You're going to walk your hands up just a little bit. And we're going to lean forward to put weight onto the front of our hands. So straightening out through the knees and the back, keeping the belly tucked, abs engaged, and then slowly lower with your elbows grazing your ribs, lower all the way down to the floor. We're going to come into a supine, kind of a laying down position. And to begin, we're just going to put one hand on top of the other, ground down through your hips and through the tops of your feet, and bring your forehead to rest on the tops of your hands. Hips pushing down into the mat. Shoulders relaxed, elbows are out by your sides, also relaxed. Inhale, fill the belly up, push it into the ground. And exhale to relax a little more. Lift your head slightly. We're going to take those fingers and interlace them behind our head. So just nestled in that area, kind of in line with where our ears are. And place your forehead on the ground. Continue breathing here. Inhales and exhales in and out through the nose. Feel the shoulders relax. Feel the back of the neck lengthening. And release your fingertips. We're going to bring our hands and our fingertips to either side of the mat. So bring them wider than shoulder width apart, wider than the mat. On an inhale, we're going to tuck our chin and start to lift up the chest. And once you're lifted, you can lift your gaze slightly, but don't crank your neck too much. Push into the tops of your feet. Push the hips into the ground for support here. Squeeze the abs up and in to help you lift a little more. And exhale, return your forehead to the mat. We're going to do that a couple more times. So fingertips wide on either side of the mat. Press your abs up and in. Press the hip points into the mat to slowly lift. And exhale, lower back down. One more time. You're going to inhale, lift the chest, keeping the chin tucked slightly, and push up through your fingertips. And exhale to release. And we're going to interlace our fingertips behind our back on top of our low back. We're going to inhale this time without our arms on either side. So tuck the chin, press the hip points into the mat, and slowly lift your chest, drawing your shoulders back, straightening through the elbows. The tops of the feet are pushing into the ground. And exhale to release. I'm going to do that one more time. So tuck the chin, inhale, lift the chest, straighten out through the arms, and then option to lift your feet up here. So if you do choose to do that, come up and push off from the toe side, the big toe side of your foot, keeping that internal rotation in. So you're going to lift your thighs, lift the knees, squeeze your legs to help with that lifting. Imagine you're pressing your legs into two walls on either side of your body, but at the same time, try to bring your knees in. So we're finding that internal rotation. Squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the legs together. Inhale, big breath in, and exhale, release everything. Hands are going to come up by your ribs, and we're going to come up the same way we came down. So tuck the toes under, keep the knees on the ground, and use your hands to push up into all fours. Your shoulders are stacked over your wrists and hands. Hips are stacked over your knees. Bring your toes to touch and bring your knees as wide as the mat. We're going to come into child's pose here. If you do have a herniated disc or if you feel any pain, just return to a seated meditative pose while we do this. Otherwise, you'll send your hips back towards your heels, walk your hands towards the front of the mat, and rest your forehead on the ground for extended child's pose. As we start to settle in here, reconnect with your breath again, just noticing the inhales and exhales. Extended child's pose can be great and it can feel great because it helps us stretch through our hips. Our low back is open and wide. We're lengthening through our spine. Inhale, send that breath deep into your low back. And exhale to melt the heart a little more towards the earth. Inhale, expand your torso. And exhale, melt all the bones of your body onto the mat. One more big breath in. And exhale to release. Let it all out. Inhale, lift your gaze and lift your body, returning to tabletop position, all fours. Shoulders stacked directly over wrists and hips stacked directly over your knees. Cross your ankles back behind you and slowly walk your hands back and then come over your ankles and return to a seated position. Come onto the center of your mat and we'll bring the soles of our feet to touch and let your knees fall wide. The soles of your feet are touching. If your knees don't touch the ground, that's okay. Don't force it. If you have blocks at home, you can even bring them to place them under your thighs for support here. But otherwise, we'll just remain in this stretch for a few breaths. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, draw your shoulders down, away from your ears. Inhale, get tall, reach the crown of your head up to the sky. And exhale. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees and gently use them to push your knees back up. So from here, We are seated with a 45-degree angle or so, and the soles of our feet are touching the ground. Extend your right leg straight out, and we're going into another twist here. So if this is something that bothers you or if you feel pain, you can just stand with both legs extended out, maybe a slight bend, or you can return to our seated meditative position, whatever feels comfortable for you. But for now, just extend that right leg out, toes flex back. We're staying active through this straight leg. Make sure your feet are still hip width apart, so you should be able to fit one palm in between your foot and your leg. Big inhale to get tall, and exhale to hug the knee, hug the left knee. And you can do just a small hug. You can place your left hand behind you on the mat and lift your chest to get a little deeper into that. Or option to bring your elbow to the outside of that left knee to deepen the twist. But wherever you are, just stay active through that right leg. Pull those toes back towards your face. Push that heel towards the front of the room. Inhale, get tall. And exhale to slowly return back to center. Bring that right knee into your chest and extend your left leg out straight. Those left toes are going to flex back. Make sure there is at least a hand's width space in between your foot and your left thigh. So feet and legs are hip width distance apart. Ground down through that left leg, push the heels forward. Inhale, you're going to get tall, lift the chest, and exhale to start hugging that right knee. Staying active through that left leg. Hands can come behind you for support. An option to bring that left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Inhale, reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. Get tall. And exhale, maybe sink a little deeper into the twist. Inhale, return to center. Extend both legs straight out. And we're going to use our hands and elbows and maybe bend the legs a little to help us come down. Being careful not to fold too much and being careful to avoid any pain on our way down. So slowly make your way down. Bring the soles of the feet to the ground and bring your heels up close to your sitting bones. Walk your feet out a little bit so that your fingertips maybe graze the back of your heels. Feet are hip width apart. Ground down through the soles of your feet. Squeeze the abs up and in and slowly start to lift your hips up, coming into a bridge pose. We're going to tuck the shoulders underneath our heart space. Our hands can remain on the ground or option to interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift your chest to your chin and then lift the chin to the sky. Your knees should be stacked above your ankles. We're coming into a bridge pose, a mini back bend, and this helps to strengthen your low back. It helps to add flexibility and mobility into your upper back, but all of this helps to make your low back a little stronger. Stay here for one more breath, and exhale, lower the hips down. Release your hands. We're going to do that one more time. Soles of the feet grounding down. Palms are planted flat on the mat. Inhale, fill up your torso. And exhale to pull your navel back and lift your hips as if you were trying to squeeze a block with your thighs. Option to interlace the fingers behind your back. Lift your chest to your chin and lift your chin to the sky just a little bit. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your heart space. Ground down through all four corners of the feet. The heels are energetically drawing back towards your hip bones. Inhale and exhale. Release your hips back down to the ground. Take your left leg and bring your left ankle over your right thigh. So slightly below that right knee. And coming into a reclined pigeon pose, flex your left toes back, keeping a straight line of energy from that left knee to that left ankle. Option to lift that right sole of the foot off of the ground, bringing the left thigh, the left knee, the right thigh closer into your chest. Flexing both feet back. Ground down through your entire back, so shoulders are tucked under your heart space. Shoulder points and shoulder tips are trying to stay flat on the mat. Lengthen your tailbone down, so make sure it's not lifted. Option to extend that right leg, keeping a little bend in that right knee. If your legs start to shake, that's a sign that you should take it back a notch. If you have a little bit more give, then you can straighten that leg. But for now, we'll stay here for a few more breaths. Stretching through that outer hip. You can roll your right ankle here, one way, and then the other. But keep grounding down through that low back. Lengthen your tailbone down. And then release that right leg and that right foot back onto the ground. Left sole of the foot comes onto the ground. And then you'll lift your right knee and your right leg, bringing that right ankle on top of that left thigh, right below that left knee. Flex those toes back, drawing energy up through the arches of the feet, pushing the heels forward, and then option to lift that right leg and that left leg off the ground, that left sole of the foot. Keeping both legs active here, flex both toes back, making sure that your knee is still in line with your ankle and your foot on your right leg. Feeling that stretch through that right hip. You can stay here, or you can slowly start to straighten that left leg until you feel pain or until you find your leg shaking. And then you can come back just a little. Inhale, breathe into that right leg, breathe into that right thigh, that right hip. Big breaths here, filling up your whole torso. Shoulder blades are still tucked under your heart space and relax completely flat on the mat. One more big breath in. And exhale to release that left foot onto the ground and bring the right sole of the foot onto the ground as well. Hug your knees into your chest and start to lift your heels so that your heels stack on top of your knees. We're coming into happy baby pose here. So your knees are going to aim towards your armpits. So try to bring your knees in as close to your armpits as you can. But at the same time, you're grounding down through those shoulders, so making sure that your shoulders are on the ground and you're lengthening through that tailbone, through that low back. So make sure that that low back is flush up against the mat as well. You can grab onto your ankles or your shins, whatever allows you to stay in this position with your shoulders grounded, with your tailbone lengthening. Your hips are opening, Your knees are drawing in up towards your armpits, sending your toes back towards the ground and sending your heels up towards the sky, finding active legs and active energy here. If you need a pause, you can bend your knees and just come into this relaxing half baby pose, but otherwise we'll come back up here and stay here for a few more deep breaths. So inhale, fill up your torso, breathe into your hips, breathe into those outer legs. Exhale, pull your navel back into your spine to let it all out. One more big breath in. And exhale, bend your knees, relax your legs, and bring your knees up into your chest again. We're going to cross the right leg over the left leg and let the feet fall to either side. So your right foot and your right leg are over on your left side, and your left foot is over on your right side. Option to grab onto your shins or onto your feet and pulling those legs a little closer into your body. Inhale, unravel the legs, squeeze your legs into your chest again, and then release, bringing your left leg crossed over your right. Bring your feet to either side of the mat, so your right foot is over on the left, and your left foot is over on your right side. And again, you can grab your shins, your ankles, or you can grab your feet and bring your legs in a little closer to your body. Again, you might feel an opening or a stretch through that left hip as you pull your legs in closer. Inhale, big breath in, and exhale to release. Unravel the legs. Bring the legs, the soles of the feet back onto the ground. And we're going to extend the left leg out and bring the right knee into your chest. And then exhale to take that right knee over to the left side of the room. Extend your arms out into a cactus pose or goal post. And just let your knee and your foot, your right knee and your right foot, rest wherever they fall. Option to entangle the legs, so wrapping the right leg around the left. Few breaths here, feeling the twist. And if you're finding this painful, again with a herniated disc, maybe just stay away from the twists and any forward folding. Consult your doctor to make sure that the stretches are right for your body. Inhale, bring both legs up into your chest. Extend your right leg out. Bring your left knee over to the right side of the room. Arms extended out into cactus arms or goalpost arms. And then option to wrap that left leg around the right. Grounding down through both shoulders. Both shoulders are touching the mat, and you're finding this twist and this opening through the upper back. And finding stability and strength through your low back. Keep breathing here. Inhale, bring your knees up into your chest. Squeeze your knees into your chest and rock side to side, massaging that low back. We'll send both feet out for Savasana. Now with sciatica and with low back pain, this can be a little bit uncomfortable for our low back. So a variation that I'll offer is keeping the soles of your feet on the ground and bending your legs at a 45-degree angle, bringing your knees in to touch and bringing your feet as wide as the mat. And this is a supine Shavasana variation that we can take here. Or if you're at home and you have a pillow lying around or a small blanket, you can use the rolled up blanket or the rolled up pillow to put underneath your legs here to give you a little bit of that support. So you don't have to move much. I'm going to use this pillow. But if you have anything at home, feel free to use that. Let the legs fall wide or as wide as it feels good. Close the eyes and start to relax and slow down your breathing. Let go of any conscious breathing and just return to your natural rhythmic breath. Tuck your shoulder blades under your heart space. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Big breath in. Fill up your torso. Fill up your entire body. And exhale to melt the bones of your body onto the mat. Relax the forehead. Soften the jaw. Relax that space between your eyebrows. Maybe even parting the lips. When you're ready, you'll start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You do have the option to stay here throughout the rest of the video and even after the video. We'll send our hands up over our heads. Extend your legs out for one big full body stretch here. And then when you're ready, turn on to one side, whatever side feels good. And then push up with your upper arm to return to seated. And we'll take one more big breath in together here. And exhale to sigh it out, open mouth, let it all go. You can come back to these stretches as often as you'd like. Make sure to consult with your doctor just to make sure that these stretches are ones that you can be doing with whatever condition you have. Feel free to come back to these every day if they start to make you feel good. If you like this video, let me know in the comments, and if you want to see more videos like these, also let me know. You can give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. From my heart to yours, namaste.